What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Brendan, aka Drip from Team D.D.D, back with another video. In today's video, I have the 2.0 version of White Forest toys. Sorry it's been a while since I posted, and I haven't gone live in a long time. Kind of going through some personal stuff right now, so it's kind of been making it to where I can't really make it to locals. But it's all good. I still try to upload when I can and get back to locals when I can. I don't have an ETA on like when I want to start streaming the locals live series again, but when I do, I'll let you guys know. But I was actually able to go to locals at the time of recording this was last night with 2.0, and I managed to get first place, went X1. My matchups were round 1, played against Tempai. I won that one 2-1. Round 2, I played against what was it? Ice Barrier. I won that one. I can't remember if it was 2-1 or 2-0. I can't remember. Then round 3, I played against Fiendsmith Ubel. I won that one 2-1, I believe it was. And then the finals, I played the mirror and lost. But overall, I really like my list, and there's only a couple of things I would change. Some of them I'm going to talk about, but the other ones I'm just going to wait and save for you all to see in 3.0. I'm playing a really nice tech card in my extra deck. That's very nice, and it gives our deck a clear path to OTK, and if we can't OTK, it makes it very hard for our opponent to out the monster, which we'll talk about that when we get there. Let's go ahead and get into it. A lot of this is going to be cookie cutter. I'm a little late to the show when it comes to like ratios because like I said, I haven't been able to really focus on Yu-Gi-Oh because of personal issues. But I also haven't really looked too much online at other people's lists. I mean, I've looked a little bit, but so like a lot of you all have more playing time with the deck than I do, and I like to try to figure some things out on my own. But I got 3 Esteller, 3 LZ, 3 Sylvie, and then 1 Racia. I've seen a couple people from what I have watched use this same ratio, and I actually agree with it. I think you need all the starters you can get, and all these are starters besides Racia. And once you have 1 in rotation, you're fine. So, excuse me, sorry, allergies. So, like, I just always want to see a starter in my hand. If not, this deck just bricks. I'm going to be doing this profile in, like, quote-unquote engines. I'm on 2 tails. This card is annoying. It's terrible in the form of the fact you have to control spellcaster or illusion to activate it. It's very frustrating to me. I think the game is too fast for that, which I complained about that in my last video, but it's whatever. You can argue cut this down to 1. But like I said, I just always want to have a starter, even though this is a 1.5 card combo instead of 1 card combo. Then the woes is mandatory standard. And then toys, I like 3 soldier, 1 tank, and 3 toy box. A lot of people cut this down to 2. I get it, I do, but I would rather brick on this than brick on tails, if that makes sense. I don't know why, I just do. I feel like this replaces itself better than tails does in a lot of ways. And you always just need to see a good discard, and toy soldier will always be a good discard, even if you like see it mid to late game. And it's just a 4 non-tuner that helps you with your synchros. So yeah. I don't know. I can't see myself cutting it down unless I'm just really trying to keep the deck at 40. Non-engine / hand traps. 3 Ash. 3 Nibiru. 3 Droll and Lockbird. 3 Infinite Impermanence. 1 Effect Veiler. I do not run the Iris Sword Soul. I like the card. I like the idea, but it doesn't really do nothing for you. It requires too much setup. And then I'm running arguably the best card in this entire deck, 3 cross out. We'll talk more about that in a second. And then 1 Call by the Grave. This is all my non-engine. Every single one of these puts in ridiculous amount of work. But cross out is hands down the best way to play this deck if you're playing the toy version with the non-engine. If you haven't already typed it in the chat, because a lot of y'all always type it in the comment section, I do not like the Centurion package, so I'm not running it. I don't like it. It doesn't fit my playstyle. I just don't like it. And I just don't, sorry. And then I don't really like the Runic version either. So I just like toys with the White Forest with hand traps and extenders. That's all I like. But this card is absolutely busted because all these are good hand traps in the format right now, but also, for the most part, these hit our deck in some weird fashion as well. So cross-out being able to hit these is insane, plus cross-out in the mirror, plus the side deck too. All the side deck cards this is able to hit. There was a situation where I knew I was going first, and I sided in 1 Dark Ruler and I sided in 1 Evenly Matched. I drew cross-out, went full combo, and my buddy Eric went draw phase, standby, main phase, battle phase, evenly matched, and I went cross out, evenly matched, and pretty much just won from there. This card's disgusting, absolutely disgusting. So it's just big brain thinking. Yes, you can argue I could have drew the evenly and the dark ruler, and that would have been really shitty. Well, you'd kind of be right, because that's kind of what happened to me in the finals. But at the end of the day, if I draw 1 to 2 cards out of a 40-card deck, then that's just bad luck. And there's nothing to do with deck building. And the last 3 cards of the deck is Puri Reese Map for consistency. I like this right now over Prosperity because of a card that I'm running in the extra deck. Plus, Prosperity thins out the extra deck and denies drawing, which kind of makes Rasia counterproductive, if that makes sense. Plus, there's no guarantee you're going to get what you need off Prosperity, where this gets you what you need. And the 4K life points doesn't really matter. And you always side this out in game 3 anyways. And then for the extra deck, where things will make a little bit more sense with the Puri Reese map, with my own little spice tech. We got 1 Napi Masquerena, 1 Little Knight. I like the Rabbit. We play the Trap in the side deck because I don't like maining it because it's a brick. And then Appaloosa. Napi Masquerena and Appaloosa, I'm going to keep running them until they get banned. They should get banned. But Appaloosa is there for D-barrier. And if you like, several occasions happened to me last night where when I was playing, I got stopped from getting to a tuner, and I just had a bunch of non-tuners on the board, and I just made a link for Appaloosa, and it got me there because Appaloosa just gets you there sometimes. 1 Coral. I only made it a couple of times, but when it comes up, it comes up. Play 1 Golden Cloud Beast for the obvious spot removal, but for another thing that we'll talk about here in a second. For my rest of my 6s, my non-tuner 6, I decided to go with Stardust instead of Tri-Edge because 1, I don't own a Tri-Edge, and 2, this can beat everything down on the board. It's really nice. Then 1 Rosella, 1 Silvera. That's it for my 6s for right now. 3.0 will be different. I'll be running a different lineup, but right now for 2.0, this is what I got. 8s, I got 1 Diabell, 1 Draco Berserker. This card is actually underrated, I think, in this deck. Yeah, it's not really a negate, but if you can't make this with a tuner, so you can't really utilize this very much, you just make Berserker instead, and it can help you kill along with banishing stuff, because sometimes denying the board presence of the monster that activates its effect is really nice. And then 1 Visas. We play, this is mandatory in my opinion, just because of evenly matched and board breakers. I feel like this is like our version of the whatchamacallit. What is it called? I don't know. I'll think of it in a minute. And then Zulkin and Crystal Wing. This package is hit and miss, but I like the Zulkin over Crimson Wing because if you control another Crimson Ring, Jesus Christ, Crimson Dragon, because if you control another another synchro, this can't be targeted. So as where Crimson Dragon can still be like a Veiler, Impermed, and all that. But it's okay, I guess. I'm probably going to cut it from my 3.0 list, but for right now, it's all right. And then Zulkin's really nice too because it leaves the body there that you can link away with to make IP, or you can make the rabbit. And then I'm not running Chaos Angel because I don't own it, but if you own it, definitely run it because this deck is awkward without Chaos Angel. You need Chaos Angel, but like I said, I'm poor and I'm not buying it until it gets reprinted, so I don't have Chaos Angel right now. But this next card, which is the last card, pairs with Cloud Beast, and on top of that pairs with Piri Reese map, while also giving us an OTK card. So even when I get Chaos Angel, I'm not going to cut this card. I want to pair it with this card and potentially just have two gigantic towers that can't do nothing. But the last card in the extra deck is none other than Psychic and Punisher. This card is really nasty. Because when you go Pure Reese map, you burn for 4K, and you're already down to 4K. You make this, which I'll talk more about in a second if you don't already know, and you go to battle phase. At the start of battle, he can gain 1,000. You can burn for 1,000, banish a monster you control and any card your opponent controls, and then this card will also gain the attack equal to the difference in life points. So the difference will be 4K. So he becomes a 7,500 beater just by himself, and he's unaffected by card effects while your life points are lower. But if you burn for 1,000, then he will become 8,500, and he's just a one-card punch. You just punch for game with 8,500. So this card's really nasty. But how you make him with Cloud Beast is you make Cloud Beast, right? You make Cloud Beast because it's a 6. It's free. You can even special this if you want to off of D.D.D. But you bring this out, effect to make it a 7, and then you take this and one of your toys to make Psychic End. Or you can make this a 5 and then take this and another 6 to make this. So it's really nasty. And when this gets sent to the graveyard, you can bounce a card your opponent controls. So you make Psychic in, you make this, make it a 7, take this and a toy, make this effect in graveyard, bounce a card, effect, burn for 1,000, banish a monster you control, and a useless one, or a synchro that you can special back with Diabell, because Diabell can special tuner synchros back from the banish pile. So you banish a monster you control, banish a card your opponent controls, then enter battle phase whenever you want. Effect at the start of battle phase, it'll gain attack, and then you just kill them with this and whatever else you have on the board. It's really nasty. I haven't seen anybody else running Psychic in, but I really like it for the OTK factor and the towers factor. And then for the side deck, 3 Bestials. These cards overperform. These cards are disgusting. These cards are just like the formats that these cards impact, like this one, is just, it feels like these cards need to be banned. But then when they fall out of format, they're like, how did we ever think that these cards are good? But like right now, they're just ridiculous. I'm running two Panky Pank Boy. Pank is very nice into the Snake Eye board because it forces him to interact with it. It's almost better than Fenrir in some way because they have to interact with it with Princess. If not, you're going to trade 2 for 1 because you're just going to special this, attack over the apple, tribute, and pop the IP so they can't do anything else. And you just clear the rest of their board. You clear 2 cards with with 1 card, which is really good into like their 8 to 11 interactions or whatever the hell they have if they go full combo. Is really stupid. But Pankertops really helps you with that. And then 3 Dark Ruler for the U-Bell matchup, mainly because it just has too many negates and interactions more that are on board compared to the Snake Eyes deck. It's also for anything else too, but like Rogue or whatever. And then 3 Cosmic. It's in here for Runic. It's in here for Tenpai. List goes on. It's good against the mirror too. If they set their toys, you just activate this and just banish them. 2 evenly matched. I would run 3, but I lost mine because since I've been gone for like a month and a half, I just lost my cards, unfortunately. But yeah, evenly matched is broken. And the last 2 cards in the deck is the Angel Statue and Reframing. Reframing is mandatory. Obviously because the Visas card. But back to what I was thinking of earlier that I couldn't think of. Visas with Reframing kind of feels like Desiree is to the Fiendsmith engine. Like, you need Desiree to stop board breakers. Well, in this case, you need Reframing to stop the board breakers, in my personal opinion. Because the rest of your board can deal with hand traps, and I mean, not hand traps, but like the rest of the stuff. So you need Reframing to stop board breakers, pretty much. So, yeah. But, that's basically it for 2.0, guys. I'm working on 3.0 as we speak. The changes are mainly going to be in the extra deck, nowhere else. I like my extra deck the way it is. But it's the side deck and the extra deck that's going to get changed and tweaked to pair against the format better and just better utility to fit my playstyle personally. But yeah, guys, try out the Psychic End. I'm telling you won't regret it. The card's really nasty. People don't see it coming, and it just pairs well to make it feel like you really aren't negging off of the life points from Piri Reese map. I know a lot of people really praise Talents. I just couldn't find a room for it, and I didn't want to play a reactive card to my opponent's interactions. I always wanted to have a way to keep playing through it, and there's no guaranteed way to play through it with Talents, and at least in this build. I just rather have like a cross out or a called by or potentially a hand trap to stop them from playing or whatever, or an extender. But that's just me and my playstyle. I really like Talents as a card. Obviously, you've seen it in numerous of my numerous decks that I've played. You may see it in future builds with White Forest. It's just right now, the way I'm kind of liking the deck, I don't have room for it to go, so I don't go over 40, and just don't have room for it in general. But no knocks to you guys for enjoying it and playing Talents too. That's like the people who are also main decking Bestials. Trust me, I get it. I see why they're like not mandatory, but like they're main deckable. But I just can't do it right now. I'm really liking my version with the other hand traps. They're just more generic, if that makes sense. But only time will tell. Ban list is long overdue at the time of recording this video. We haven't got it yet. But Worlds is right around the corner, and the next YCS is over a month away at time, like I said, at the time of recording this video. But yeah, anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. It was nice talking to you guys again. It's nice seeing you guys still hanging around and stuff. Apologize for the abandonment per se. But things are gonna get better, and we'll be back in full swing before you know it. But again, for the ones who stuck it out and hung out and still around, I love you so much for it. And it's your boy Brandon, aka Drip from D.D.D. Signing out next time. Peace. Good to meet my guys.